Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are starting something really cool. We are going to build an add to wishlist functionality in Shopify theme without using any third-party app. This means no monthly fee, no app dependencies, just clean, powerful JavaScript using Alpine.js. This is not just about adding a button. This is about understanding how modern front-end tools like Alpine.js can give us full control of our store's behavior without bloating our theme. In this short series, we will build everything from scratch using Alpine.js, and in this first video, we will cover two most important concepts we need to understand before we begin. And those concepts are store and persist in Alpine.js. Okay, before diving into the code, let me show you what we are going to achieve in this short series. As you can see in my store, I have added this button on every product card. When I click on this button, this heart button, you will see a message that this item is added to my wish list. I can add as many products as I like in the wish list. Okay, you can see the color change. This means this product is in my wish list. If I click again on this button, so this will remove this product from my wish list. We will create a separate page where we'll display all the products that are in the wish list. The first thing that we are going to learn is store. So basically, store is Alpine.js way of managing global state. In Alpine.js, store is a magic property that gives you access to global state management that we define using Alpine.store function. So store allow us to share reactive data and method across multiple components in our application. Let's go to the official website of Alpine.js and search for store magic property. So here you will see we have an example here. Okay, you can read this description here. So let's do some coding. Let me open my code editor, and here I have added Tailwind CSS and Alpine.js. So this persist, we will discuss that later. So here we need to create store inside Alpine init event listener. So let's do that. Let's add a script tag, and here we can add document dot event add event listener, and the event that we are going to listen is Alpine init. So here we can add our store actually. So how do we do that? We use Alpine dot store, and we need to give a name to this store object. Let's say cart. Okay, and here we can define our store object. Okay, so let me do that. Let's say cart count. Let's imagine we are building add to cart functionality, and we need to count how many products are there in the cart. So let's create a cart count property and assign this to 0, let's say, and create a function. Let's say add to cart, and we can use like this dot cart count and add increment operator here. So now what store does is, so we can access this cart object and this properties of this object using store inside any Alpine.js component. So let's check that. Let me create X data directive. This means this is going to be an Alpine.js component. We need not to define any like property here. So we can access this property using store itself. Okay, let's create an h1 tag and let's say X text, and our text would be store magic property and the name of the store object, which is cart, and the property that we are going to access. Right now we are going to access cart count. Okay, let me add some Tailwind CSS classes here. Let's save this. Okay, so let's check in the browser. Okay, I have some typo here. Let me resolve this. Okay, I need to change the spelling. It would be Alpine.js. Let's save this. Now, if we open our page, you will see we have a counter here. So this is the property that we have accessed using store magic property of Alpine.js. In the same way, we can also access this function. Okay, let me change this to 4XL and font semi-bold, let's say. And let's create a button here. Okay, let's add to cart and let's give this some classes. So let's add a click event here. And on the click event, we can access this method. To access this, we need to use store and the store object name, which is cart, and dot add to cart function. Let's save this. So you can see we have able to access both properties of this store object here. If we refresh this page, you will see the counter becomes 0, but we don't want this. If we have like 5 or 6 items in the cart, that should be accessible in all the pages. So if I refresh this page, the the cart count should be 5 or 6, so let's say. So here's the magic. When we refresh this page, the store resets. So this is where persist plugin comes into play. It saves our store data in local storage. Our data stays even if the user reloads the page. Okay, if we open the Alpine.js website and search for plugins and open this persist plugin, you can see the documentation here. So it says that Alpine persist plugins allow you to persist Alpine state across page loads. Okay, so there are different ways to use that in our project. For now, we are going to use this CDN. As you can see, I have already included this CDN in the project. So using this persist plugin inside X data directive and inside this store magic property is different. So we will use both ways, how we can use persist in X data directive and how we can use this in the store object. So let's start using a persist plugin in the X data directive. Okay, let's create a state here. Let's say count and give this an initial value 0. Okay, so let me create an h1 tag, and here I'm going to use span, which will display this state actually. Okay, let me create one more button here, and let's add increment, and on click, so let's add count plus plus. Okay, so this will increment this count state. We can also add some classes here. Now let's use persist plugin. Okay, in X data directive, it is very simple to use. We need to use dollar and persist and wrap this value in the bracket. Okay, so this is how we do that. Let's save this and refresh the page and see how this persist plugin works. Let's try to increment this. Now let's refresh the page. You can see the count state has still value 9 even if we refresh the page. Now what this persist plugin does, so now if we open the application tab and open this local storage, you will see we have a count key here. So this is generated by the persist plugin. Basically it uses local storage to store values. Now if we increment this, you can see the value changes here also. So this is how we use persist plugin in X data directive. Now let's learn how we can use persist plugin inside store. Okay, so we need to use Alpine.persist and wrap the value inside this persist. Now let's save this and open our browser. You can see it has created one more key here, which is cart count. So if we click on this add to cart button and refresh this page, you will see our data is persisted, and this data can be used across different pages in our project. So this is it for this video. In the next video, we will start building actual add to wishlist button, connect it to our store and make it interactive using Alpine.js. If you are excited to follow along and build a real world feature without third-party apps, make sure to subscribe, hit that bell icon so you don't miss any of my upcoming video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.